That's okay. But I was saying, that ain't mine. Now, they took my wife to jail, but after I got the minutes, after 4 hours, they said they went back to the room. You know, now they ain't had charge of that room all that time. And they said they found such and such and such. And they just told my wife, well, we'll say we found that in your room. And she's not on this team. She's not there to, and I should have known better, because when we would get hassled by the police, she wouldn't be doing it the same way I was. You know, because she was an American standard, actually a church-going woman, like, right? So now I know better. I would never tell nobody that's not designed for something to, you got to do this. They can't do it. They're not designed for that. So they would tell them, no, he's pretty, when he gets upset, he's pretty mean. That's what they would tell him. And my sons, to this day, up till a few years ago, your dad say you got a pretty mean temper. Okay, that's what the government is telling. That's what they're telling the government. They're not even hearing Tuskegee Bill Nas. All they hear, up until a few years ago, they're hearing that from them. Those are the closest people to me know when he gets mad. If you're a big nigga, as they used to call us, they would mean you want your way. So at first you're just a nice guy, Then I'm the chief. I run this show for a while. But then you get smart and you say, hey man, that stuff don't work. No, it ain't, you know, but you could imagine if you're acquiring huge amounts of wealth. You have authority in that. They used to call me the mayor of Oakland, right? Or the mayor of East Oakland. And I hired more people than the city of Oakland did. Everybody knew that. They the ones told me. They said, man, we done looked at what you're doing, and you hire more people than the city of Oakland. And, you know, I go, oh, okay. I wasn't paying no attention to that. That's where they made their mistake with me. And that's where they hit the jackpot with somebody else. He wasn't going to put up with it. But I'm sitting there studying. And you can do all that you want. Evolution. Stages of growth. Evolution in the Islamic movement. You see what I mean? They've forgotten about everything. Psychological guerrilla warfare, the Great Recovery, all of that stuff, strategy. He's a nigga, and it'll work. And they did it, and it didn't work. That's as far as they've been with anybody and got away with it, is to a physical, brutal assault. This is a brutal assault. It's not just an everyday assault. This is a brutal assault. And no problem. No problem at all. They've lost on everything. They don't have nowhere to turn and nothing to do. Now the gravity of their historical behavior is hitting them so fast that I'm wishing it would slow down a minute. Everything you could imagine, bam, 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 bam. 1, 2, 3, 4, keep, boom, 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 boom. And the government is doing things that's making people, so their policy makes Russia and China work together. Their policy forces their allies to say, hey man, we gotta agree with boss man, but we gotta buy as much oil as we can get. We can't stay up here and freeze, right? And we gotta have it. So they can say one thing with their mouth and they doing another thing. And they buying it in rubles. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Look, thanks to Allah, see, strategy implementation, that includes programs, activities needed to accomplish the overall plan. Included is budgets, meeting the cost. Now, we always met the cost, but we never had a budget. And one of the rich guys in South Africa was asking me about how he said, so you guys don't have a budget? I said, budget? Now, Abdul Malik was at the meeting and he would try to always pretend. Budget? What do you know, a budget? You mean a budget where you can say we have that set? I said, no, man, we ain't got a budget. The guy donated $40,000 right then. So I wasn't playing. Now the person that donated was a brother from South Africa, been here a long time. And at that time, they thought they was gonna manipulate and control everything. So they made money available because why? It's gonna help it. You could probably tell even around here, whatever we needed, we could pop it up. Can't do that now because they thought that we would be under the control of Abdul Malik them and the students at UCLA, all of that, that As-Sabiqun would be managed by them. And they thought with the people and with the, just like Imam Jamil's community, if nobody in the community really comes to support him, and his poor son feels isolated and cut off, and he's looking at other family members and saying, why do they do this? And, you know what I'm saying? Why do they do that? And it's so close, you know, when the son sees that, you know, it's turned weird. Okay. Therefore, we have swam through this whole medley of fitna, and we've come out rolling along. Therefore, we have to reach back and pull all of our people that didn't make it. You know what I mean? They're good, they're right, but the mistakes that they made or the judgments they made at one time, they wouldn't make them now. So that don't mean that you out of the box forever, you know. Just go to the penalty box for a little while. And that's why we have to launch a rescue movement, okay? Strategy implementation, that means that we actually do something now. Situation analysis, strategy formulation, and now we do something that most organizations don't do. They implement their strategy. We already implemented psychological guerrilla warfare, strategic management under oppression. We managed all, we're still here. We have, if it was the way they wanted, we wouldn't have our masjid, we wouldn't have property, we wouldn't have nothing. We would be broke, right? That didn't happen. We were prepared to sleep under a bridge, but we start back to fight. We're on the road now, and we don't have to sleep under a bridge, but we're prepared to. Guy here came here to Juma the other day, got a nice new truck and everything. Took the car out there to where they was, and it got back here and stopped running. You know, all that stuff, this dumb stuff, so they can fix it, or I'll walk. You know what I mean? I'll enjoy it. It'll cost them because I'll walk from here to the subway, and I'll catch the subway, and I'll get to where I want, and I'll learn things. So you learn more when you out getting around than you do driving from one place to another in your car. In other words, just where things are. If you drive past the street for years, there's little corners and cracks you don't see. But if you walk up in just that same street you've been driving up for years, oh yeah, this grass goes right here, all that, right?
Right.
All kind of stuff. It don't make no difference what they do. It don't make no difference. They can fix it. They can fix both of them cars. I think I might as well go and get rid of it. I was just hated to throw that away because all the cars, when I would put new tires and spend a lot of money on it, they would pull the plug and it would go bad. If you look, that got brand new tires on it over there. The white car out there had brand new tires on it. Everything, they done 15 or 20 cars they've immobilized. It's okay. They'll have to pay it back. They'll pay it back else, boy. They'll feel, they don't know what Allah put in their contract for them. That's probably why they doggone thing is falling apart so fast. And remember now, we said years ago that we're going to add ourselves in on this one. This stuff started crumbling, we adding ourselves in. Now, we told you this now. This is why you having bad luck. Your money hand don't work no more. Right? That's what we said. Okay. We could have said it because of stages of history, patterns of history, but it might be that what Allah has chosen for you is your method to sell wolf tickets, talk trash, that Allah wants you in there on that, and you just get to talk trash. I told you, boss man, what you gonna do. You mess with me all you want. You touch me again if you think you so bad. Right? See what happens. If you touch me, the Golden Gate Bridge gonna fall down tomorrow. Go ahead. Whatever. Suppose the damn thing absolutely falls. Not to change the subject, but with the infrastructure in America,
It's possible.
it's possible maybe that bridge don't fall, but the one in Pennsylvania fall. The bridge, whole ball. I said, well, I was thinking about California, that's why it fell. I'm just saying. And he ain't got no plan to do nothing but get in more trouble. This is when we say it's a trip, this is all that Nero fiddled while Rome burned. This is all it. I don't believe he was actually fiddling while it was burning. You know what I mean? He'd probably be panicking, hair on fire, right?
I actually looked it up. Just the word fiddle, right?
Right.
And I think, if I remember correctly, there's a British definition that kind of means defrauding. Fiddling can also mean he's defrauding the situation, or fumbling.
Fumbling. That's what it means.
Right.
He ain't fiddling. He just fumbling around. He don't know what the heck to do. That makes perfect sense.
It does.
When they say Nero fiddled while Rome, I can picture. They making so much fun of the old man now. I'm starting to feel sorry for him. And it's going to get worse because he's getting older. The boy can't remember his name. He can't remember nothing. And all that running up to the stage, he tried to get a little bit in on him every now and then, but he don't do that no more. Because that president is knocking him out. And the last couple of little hairs, he's probably getting hair weeds because that hair is falling out. This boy. Anyway, who would want to be that old and be the president of the United States anyway? And keep their health. Well, he wanted it, so now he got it. But anyway, now, evaluation and control. That means you evaluate. Number 4, you evaluate what you do. All this period, we've been working and evaluating what we did. Like all of this. You notice we haven't had a new thing since, what was the last one? Must have been 2009. 2011. This is the last time we wrote one of these articles on evolution or something like that. Leadership and evolution, something like that. Okay. But that don't mean we stopped. We've been evaluating all the stuff that's been going on, encouraging it, and we've been benefiting from all of this stuff. I mean, a wonderful benefiting. Evaluation and control, how did we do? So, like still now we're looking back at what we did, but we're looking ahead too. And we've already made plans that the long range plan, the short range plans are right, what we're gonna do now. We're gonna go over to Baltimore, we're gonna cook food and prepare, and we're not gonna have a box to raise money. We're not gonna turn money down. Because we got enough to do this punching, you know. But we're preparing for Eid al-Adha. We're preparing here, and then we're gonna go to California and prepare out there too. So I'll probably be out there, and y'all will be here. And we have it all set together, and we got all the flyers, we're making up the flyers for that. In other words, we're looking ahead, but we're using, see, one of the reasons that we have this goal of $500,000 is because that's the kind of working capital to help put together this dynamic move. All of this will be, it is a reason why we're not renting that property. It's a reason why we're not renting. It's a reason why we're not renting all this property we got. It's a reason, because we're gonna use it. And we know that the use is more important than getting a few $1,000s from them. We'll get that money from the public. And it don't seem like much, but just to have a little punching room when you can think, you know, we do it all the time anyway. It's no more pressure like, you know, we put you under this pressure. That ain't happening no more. You could probably tell in that ain't happening no more. But it feels good to have enough money to where you don't have to go and do anything within the next few months. And to have enough resources and to have enough to fulfill the plan, we got to get this printed out, we got to buy, because the people who did, they ran away with a lot of DVDs, you know, like they came in before, they ran away with DVDs, empty ones. And a guy come in the other day, he got the last pack of DVDs. That's okay, it's all right, no. Okay, if they burglarize and do all that and they take DVDs, that lets you know that there's something happening with DVDs. And people are saying, man, DVDs, only old people use them anymore. That's
right,
fine.
that's what I was going to say.
That's fine.
Right.
That's fine. We got a thing where we can pass out. See, it's just like flyers and handouts. It's called personal direct contact. Those are old sales mechanisms. Number one, it gets you out to the people. Number two, it makes you go out to meet the people. And you put something that they can hold in their hand, right? And you just keep doing that over and over again. That will take care of what, because they want to get us into all this supersonic push button fundraising. No, we don't want that. We want it where we go out, see the people, and we talk to people, and we have to raise the crew. You notice as soon as we start doing that, the people disappear around here. People you couldn't get rid of, they sit around that thing over there for or they can come all anytime. Then when you want them to come by, they can't come by. I got too much work to do. I mean, the next day, it ain't like, you know, But it's okay, alhamdulillah, well, that's what we expect. But see, man, this is wonderful what we do. Situation analysis, strategy formulation, strategy implementation, and evaluation and control. So this is not a static process. We're using what we've learned, but we're evaluating and controlling that period while we're moving on to the next stage of planning and activity. So we're in a process of evolution and using what we have. We've broken all the records for, in the United States, there ain't nobody come close. Just because nobody know it don't mean that we don't know it. We know we ain't got nobody that lasts, no, I was Marcus Garvey, no Martin Luther King, no Malcolm X. We already know that ain't nobody even got close. And people that lasted a long time, they were either communists or they wound up being half, not crazy, but, what's the showboat guy? Paul Robeson, yeah. I think he died in '76, but the black young people didn't even consult him on the movement in the '60s. And they missed out on a lot. They could have consulted him. But, so anyway, we're in a wonderful position right now. The government is in a bad, the United States government is in bad shape. The United States of America is in horrible shape. I mean, and they got enough nerve to talk to China and tell them you need to do this. What? Good God Almighty. They got a nerve. Anyway, so we'll just run off a few things. This is from one of our old writings, 2007, on strategy. Applied strategy deals with unpredictable, yet tries to predict the precise way in which many forces could interact with each other, be distorted by nature and human or environmental circumstances, yet remain predictable to the trained strategist. This is a big deal here.